welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, please do subscribe, be part of this journey, hit that bell notification for new uploads, share my work, tag me, and please give it those thumbs up. It's important to circulate the video. Today we are going to create very simple. I think a lot of people should know by now how to create granny square, which I have done these small ones, and you can do a lot of things with these little squares. You can make a table runner, you can make a blanket, you can make a comforter or a bedspread, I should say. You can make a tablecloth. There's so many things to work with these little squares. Now, I've used different colors, and you can play around with the colors. They're just gorgeous, especially that spring is knocking on the door, as you can see. So I mixed the colors up. I don't know yet at this point, obviously, what I'm going to make with it, but I will be creating something with it for sure. And I think, I'm not sure, but most likely another tablecloth. Now, we're going to get started because there's a lot of beginners that ask, I noticed that on the crochet groups, they ask for help how to make a granny square. So we're going to do that today, and then you can take it from there. If you do subscribe and you do hit that bell notification, then you'll know what's going to become of these squares once I've decided what I'm going to do with it. So we're going to get started. Very simple. I use 100% 4-ply, which is 4 strings, cotton thread, needle number 3, and you'll need a pair of scissors and a little smaller needle to tuck your loose ends in. Let's get started, people. So basically, the first thing you want to do is slip stitch knot. So you turn once and you make your knot. You don't count this as a stitch. You count right after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 chain. You go into the first one and you close it in with a slip stitch. You do 1, 2, 3 chain. You come back into the circle and you do a double crochet. So the 3 stitch chain that we did, it's the same as a double crochet. We're going to do groups of 4 double crochet 4 times, 2 chain separation, back into the square, and 4 more double crochet. So we have 3. You can do with 3 double crochet. I'm doing with 4 because I want a little bit fuller, but you can do with 3 double crochet only if you'd like. It's optional, just to let the beginners know. So, because this is how you're going to get your square, is by doing your 4 double crochet and 2 chain separation in between them 4 times. Automatically you're going to have your square created. Very simple. 2 chain separation. You come into the 3rd stitch, you close it in with slip stitch. Now, because I am doing multiple colors, slip stitch, and I grab my little small needle and I'm gonna walk it. I call it the walk it back into the stitch, because on this 2 stitch that we did separation, it's going to be covered with double crochet. So this thread here is going to be covered up. I take the excess and I cut it off. So you have your first little tiny square. I'm going to change color. And I'll just go into the multicolored purple just for the fun of it, because we can use whatever colors we want. And sometimes you might just have leftover yarn thread and you don't know what to do with it. Well, here's a way to get something started. So slip stitch knot. I'm going to come right into the corner and I'm going single. Try to hug your thread at the same time. I'm going to go up 2 chain with the single makes 3, so it equal a double crochet. I'm going to do 2 more double crochet, so now we're going to have a group of 3, 2 chain separation, and another 3 double crochet. Trying to hide my thread at the same time. So now we have, and whatever's excess left over, you can just come along, cut it. I'm going to do 1 chain, but I'm not going to make it too tight because we don't want it to crumple up. For some of you that have a very extreme tight stitch, do 2 chain, okay? So you're going to go into the next corner, 2 chain separation, and 3 more double crochet. 1 chain loose enough, and a group of 3 double crochet. We're forming those corners, 2 chain separation, and 3 more double crochet. So now you got 3 corners done. 1 chain separation and into the next corner. Create 3 more double crochet, 2 chain separation. Now you know the thicker you go on the yarn or thread, the bigger your granny square will be. 1 chain, and I'm going to close it up on 3rd stitch on my first chain stitch that we went up. I'm going to cut my thread because I'm changing color. I'm making those spring colors. Try to come up with ideas, you know. There's ways to, you could have, I'm going to show you something in a minute. You could have do the next row the same way as we've been doing now. Well, you could have, no, we are going to do it. I'm talking about the last row. Sorry, I was getting confused there for a second. Okay, so we got our another little square. We have 1 more to go. So I'll use this green. We're going to do the slip stitch knot. And again, we're going to come into the corner, any corner. And we're going to close it in with single, 2 chain, and we're going to do another group of 3 double crochet. So the 2 chain we went up makes 1 double crochet, and then 2 more. So now we have 3. 2 chain, trying to hide my thread here, and 3 double crochet. So now we got the 2 chain separation, and 3 more. 1 chain. So we're going to do 3 double crochet inside of the first square. 1 chain, Now, like I said, for some of you, it's going to be a 2 chain separation. I'm doing one because I don't want it to be that big. 2 chain separation in the corner. And here, if you don't want to do 3, you want a little bit more fuller, you can do 4 double crochet, okay? Doesn't change anything on the pattern except make it bigger. Make it fuller, I should say. 1 chain separation. And I'm going to make my 3 double crochet. And this is how you keep going bigger on your granny square. Now you can use all kinds of colors, or 2 colors only, or 1 color. I mean, the choice is yours. Or you can use the first, second, and third row 1 color, and the last row another color. I mean, there's so many ways to play with it, right? Just giving you ideas what you can do. So I'm in my last corner. Two chain separation, and the last 3 in the corner of double crochet. We have to keep up the 2 groups in the corner in order to keep staying at square. 1 chain separation, and my last 3 double crochet on the sides of the granny square. 1 chain separation. I'm going to come into the first stitch that we created, the 3 chain or the 2 chain going up. Cut my thread, tie it up a bit. I'm going to turn it to the back, and I'm going to come in between. I'm going to walk it backwards. I call it the walk. And there's another row that's going to cover this up, so there's no point in me making any knots because I usually knot all my patterns, for a lot of you that know. Okay, so give it a nice little stretch. So you got, again, your square. Now, because I'm not sure at this point what I'm going to do with it, I've created this edge, but there's so many edges you can create. And this is how I am going to tie in my patterns together, just to give you an idea. So we're going to start at the corner with a single. Try to hide your thread already. And I'm going to do 1 single and 1 chain. Okay. I'm going to do another double crochet. So that would be 2 already, okay? Even with the first one would be considered double crochet. So now we got 3. I'm going to do 1 chain. I'm going to come back down, and I'm going to close it in with single. So I got my first little paddle there, let's say. Next square, single, 1 chain. 1 double crochet, that would make 2. 3, 1 chain, and back down. Now you could have continued and do the same thing, and you go the height, the wideness you'd like. I want to close it here, that's why I'm making this edge, but I could have done a square edge exactly like we did here, but I didn't want to. It's too common. I wanted it a little bit different. 1 chain, 2, 3, 1 chain. We started with a single and a chain, and we finish with a chain and a single. So it's like doing it the same way. So now we're getting into the corner. Single. Yeah, I've done 1 chain. Yes, I've done 1 chain. Okay, so this is 2. We're on our second one. Gonna grab my pattern. I'm gonna do 1 2 chain. I'm going to count from the first one we did here, 1, 2. So I'm going to go 1, 2, right in the center with a single. In the middle of the paddle, I'm going to walk slip stitch through my 2 chain that I did. I'm going to do 1 more double crochet. That would equal my 3, 1 chain, and single. So you have your first attachment. I'll show you in a second once we're done. Next square, single, 1 chain, 2 chains. So because it's 4, right, we're going to attach it on the second. So again, I'm going to go right in the middle, back to back with this, oops, yes, back to back. The only time we do the 2 chain is in the corner, okay, before I forget. So 1 more double crochet, 1 chain, and 1 single. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to show you what it looks like afterwards. Next space, single, 1 chain, 1 double crochet. We are back to back. I am going to grab the middle, so you have four double crochets, let's say here. I'm going to go right in between the 2 and 2 with a single. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do 1 double crochet, 1 single, 1 chain, 1 single. So you're going to have this. I'm going into the corner, single, 1 chain, 1 double crochet. Now we're grabbing the corner here. I'm going to do 1, 2 chain. We'll only do this on the corners. I'm going to back to back. I'm going to count 1, 2, right in the center, single. I'm going to do the walk, single, through my 2 chain that we did, single, 1 double crochet, 1 chain, and a single. And this is what it's going to look like. Remembering that when you are going to attach, you'll have the other attachment here and the other attachment there, and it's just going to look beautiful. And then you'd continue on. Single, 1 chain, 1 double crochet. So now we have 3. 1 chain, 1 single. So now we have 4. Next space. 1 single, 1 chain, 1, 2. With the single, it's 3. 1 single, 1 chain, 1 single. Going into the corner, single, 1 chain, 1 double crochet. That would equal the 2, 3, 1 chain, 1 single. That would be your 4th one. Next space, single, 1 chain, double crochet, 1 chain, 1 single, single, one chain, double crochet, one chain, single. Now you'd come on the first one here and you slip stitch, cut your thread, and you tuck your loose ends. I would turn it to the back and I'd come in the loops back here and pull the thread right through it, and you continue on and hide your thread and cut the excess off. I'm just gonna do the same thing here. I'm not gonna make any knots now because I'm still not sure at this point exactly what I'm gonna do, but this is more or less an idea that I think that I will be working on. So I'm going to continue on with the next one and attach, and you'll see what it looks like. So slip stitch knot. We're doing a single on the corner of our granny, one chain, and we start doing our double crochet, trying to hide my thread, another double crochet, one chain, and one single, next space, one chain, single, one chain, double crochet, one chain, and single, next space, single, one chain, and you repeat the same thing. So very simple, nothing to it. Okay, so now we have the single, which in one chain equals the one double crochet, another one. Now I'm going to go right on the corner here, as you see, right in the middle, single, sorry, I have to do the two chain, almost forgot. We're going to do the two chain, 1, 2, and then back to back right in the center. We're going to do the walk backwards, slip stitch through the two chains we did, continue on with double, one chain, one single, next space, and we repeat the same thing. So we're on the second one, come in the middle, single, double crochet, one chain, single, next space, single, one chain, double crochet, whoops, was almost going right through, in the middle, back to back, single, we're going to finish our double crochets here. Now we're reaching the corner again, single, one chain, double crochet. Now we have two. We're going to grab, actually we need to do 1, 2 chain, I almost forgot, and we're going to go right in the center where we have the 2 chain. We're going to close it in with slip stitch. We're going to do the walk backwards, our double crochet, one chain, single, next, single, one chain, And it's repeatedly the same thing. So also, if you find that the video is a little bit too fast, there's 3 little dots up top. Click on it and it tells you where you can slow down the video. My thread was all tangled up. The story of my life, right? So we're on the corner again. 2, 3, 1 chain, and single. And we're going to finish off the edge. Can't get any more easier than this, right? Come into the first one here that we did the single when we started. I'm going to slip stitch and pull right through it. So this is what it's starting to look like. How pretty is that, right? Now, just going to show you when you start off over here, because we have now to add into 2 places, all right? So you'd start off your 2 and 1, 2 chain. You'd come into the corner 1 here, right in the middle. You'd walk backwards with slip stitch on your 2 chain. Try to hide your thread at the same time if you can. And the rest of the thread will cut it afterwards. Whoops. Supposed to be tying it in, right? So you do your 2, come in the middle, you do your single, you do your 1 chain, and again, I'm so used to just keep on going with my patterns that I guess I get a little bit lost when it's smaller patterns like this, you know, to stop and to attach them. Question of getting used to it. I think it's been years I haven't done granny squares, right? Okay, so now we're going into the corner. So 1, 2 chain, we're coming right into the center where we have all the other ones tied up in the middle here. And we're going to do a slip stitch, and we're going to walk back with a slip stitch like that. You do your double crochet, your chain, and your single. Now look how pretty that looks. So I think that looks fabulous. We'll make it beautiful. tablecloth. Go in the middle of the next one. So this is more or less what it looks like. So I hope you guys enjoyed this very short, small tutorial. And you can proceed that way, or you can just pretty much, just an example, if you wanted to do a different way of slip stitch, you could have continued the same way and have it attached through there, or you could have done single 2 chain. You do your double crochets, 2 chain separation, 3 double crochet again. This is just another way of creating another edge if you'd like something different. Then you'd come here. Now you could do your 3 double crochet, or you do your 1 chain or 2 for some people, and you'd create these groups of double crochet into the next space. One chain separation. I think this is very pretty too. There's so many ways to go about, right? And on the corner, you do your 2 chain separation. And you can do it this way also, which is really pretty, and then attach it into your 1 chain that you did and into your corners the same way. Or you could have just proceeded this way. So you would continue the same thing. You do your 1 chain separation and do your 3 double crochets and continue on doing the same thing. I mean, there's so many ways you can play with it, right? There's nothing like experimenting and trying different options and see which one you prefer and like best. Doesn't hurt. You can't be afraid of a thread and needle. And then you would, as you attach into the pattern, then you would attach it this way. As you'd be doing the last row. Example. Of course, it's not the same size, but you do your 1 chain. You'd come in here, you do your single, and then you'd continue on. This is just an example because they're not the same size, so obviously they ain't gonna look perfect. 1 chain, and then 1 single when you tie it, and go into the next space and finish your little squares this way. And this is what it would look like. And then of course if you're coming into the corner, so 1 chain, you'd come into the corner, chain. You grab your corner, you do your single. And like I said, it doesn't look normal because I'm missing a row here, so I'm short, right? But it's just to give you an idea, more or less. So that's pretty much it. So my friends, I thank you very much. I hope you're going to create something out of it, or stay tuned for whatever I'm creating. I think you will like it once I'm done with it. So thank you so much for being part of this journey with me, and I'll see you on the next tutorial. Thank you, everyone. Take care.